Take my hand and walk with me through fairy portals, enchanting thee.
Let's have some magical fun.
Oh, doing a little November energy hangout walk. So use this little portion of the video as a, I guess, quote unquote scavenger hunt. If there's anything you see, hear, or notice, signs from nature. I thought that was an orb. I thought that yellow bag in the tree was an orb. Oh, there's a lot of fairy energy on this path. And they always like to show me the trash, although I can't get up there and get that. Alright. There's the sun. And I just passed the winter solstice rock, which tells me only 6 more weeks to the beginning, to the light returns here in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, we'd have the summer solstice rock. Alright. See on this. Hey! Maybe there's some noise or distractions you need to remove right now for this month. Yeah, because look at that shadow. Look at her shadow. It's so big. Oh gosh, not more shadow work. Oh my God. Noise or distractions may be keeping you from attending to something having to do with the shadows. And then we're gonna stop, and I always forget, I don't know what this rock is, but this planet may be influencing us this month. I know it feels like there's a heavy Pleiadian and Lemurian influence for the month of November. And let's see what this planet is. Oh, Uranus. Yes, I think it's doing some crazy stuff right now. So we will end on this note, and we'll talk about this a little bit more together. Hello, friends. Hello. And welcome back. I'm surrounded by all my big, smushy friends here. Salmon and I don't know what this is, but it's very soft and squishy. Just sleep with it at night. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, geez. Let's see. This is our November energy hangout. We're going to talk about what's going on this month, and obviously have some little lessons that I need to share with you about spiritual principles and how energy works from a spiritual technology perspective. But before I go any further, I want to wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Source Energy, always present here with us. All of the TLC or any of the TLC for the soul guides that want to join us on this November energy hangout adventure. Welcome in, welcome in. And I invite you to do the same with your guides, to clear the energy around you as you listen to these messages so that you're in a receptive state of mind, especially when we do like a teaching, because the intent of these shows is always to do like teaching and have the guides come in and do any clearing that they need to do. Although I will be doing some a separate show this month for prosperity healing, because whenever we talk about karma, there's so much to talk about. So I want to ask the guides to help me. You know, I like to do these things in a fun, magical, fun way, because I think that too, when we do that, we have to reinforce kind of the same messages all the time, it seems like, in order to retain the knowledge in our brain, because these spiritual concepts and stuff easily get edged out by other thoughts and things going on throughout the day. And so I think that's why, you'll hear us and you'll hear others. I mean, this is so itchy whenever I start to channel. You'll hear others come in and repeat similar messages too. And a lot of teachers that you may encounter have been kind of guided to focus on specific areas. And I feel like that's why I found, Yogananda and Asha, is because every time I seem to lately, well, it seems like for the past year or so, we've been having to talk about karma. So learning more about karma is a big personal lesson for me. And they always say that, you're supposed to like learn and then teach what you know and what you've figured out and what you found as the spiritual seeker, as the hermit out there learning on the spiritual journey. You're supposed to share this with others. And it was very clear to me this morning. I've been trying to get back to the almost daily shorts. So you may see those up on YouTube and up on Instagram. And so just gather in and gather round as we get ready they're going to have me start going. So I want to just make sure we're all in good old sacred space. Get yourself something good to drink. I have my Oregon. This is the kind of, what is it called? Been There series. I have been to Oregon many times. It's featured in a lot of my books too. I love the Oregon coast. I love the whole West Coast. It's very Lemurian to me. From Hawaii all the way up the West Coast. So I work a lot with those energies of the Pleiadians, the Lemurians, the Telosians. I think everybody has their little part of the planet that is something special to you. And right now, that's just like me. That's where I draw, I guess that's where you draw your power from, maybe. I draw my power from the land, and the nature's beings and spirits in those areas are very helpful. So you'll feel that and you'll see that and you'll sense that emoting from this channel as well. I don't know who's new and who's not and who's here and who's been here before. There's so much on this channel. It's 8 years of TLC for the soul, and videos have been coming up in my recommended lately of stuff that I've done, 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm like, oh, I forgot I did that. I started like a whole sleep series. There's so much on here. I bet you if you search for something you need, you will find here on the channel. I had sleep stories going on. All right, I'm going to intuitively pick an incense. What do we need right now? I'm closing my eyes. What is this? Oh, this is, oh, I tell you, when we start to, the synchronicities are so fun. And this is what I intend for you too, as you watch this, is these videos are like, for a lack of a better word, like enchanted with the energy that you will also have these fun magical adventures within like 24 to 48 hours after you watch them. So we do a lot of scavenger hunts and stuff on the channel. And the energy of the Mist Vamp, which is also a book that I've written. All my ebooks, I've written over 15 books. All my ebooks, fiction and nonfiction, are free to read out there. Anywhere you can get an ebook, you'll find me. I've been writing books for quite some time now, over 10 years with around that much. So they're all out there. They're all fun. They're also Reiki-ized or whatever. And with secret intentions that you'll get the most of what you need, the magical adventure that you need whenever you read them. Now, what came out as I was talking about the West Coast and Hawaii? Maui Rose. Maui Rose. Oh, geez. Bees. Is this empty, though? No, there's 2 in here. Maui Rose. Harmonizing, uplifting, and sensual. A warm, complex rose fragrance unfolds with mysterious, balsamic notes of spice, wood, vanilla, and citrus. It is deeply relaxing, creating a loving atmosphere. I used to have a ton of Triloka incenses because every time I would go to the mothers in California, when I lived in California for quite some time on the coast, Triloka was like a big brand out there. Oh, believe me, my intent is to get my intention in my life, and if I can't make it in this lifetime, I guess I'll have to be in another one, but is to go back there and live in either on the West Coast or in Hawaii, unless something better comes up. We're setting intentions as we go. So this is part of what's happening here. Setting intentions. This is the month ahead, right? This is a whole new lunar month too. We just had the super full moon on the 5th. I'm recording this on Saturday the 8th. Let me give you some Maui rose. I think one of the most fun incenses I ever had was like, oh, if we're doing Mercury retrograde stuff, we're going back and we're in Mercury retrograde right now too. And this month is a very, very powerful, I don't know what you want to call it, Mercury retrograde. Okay, so let me set this back here, maybe where we can see it. I've got a fan on. I don't want the fan to blow all my incense away. Let me just put it right there. See how that goes. All right, friends, so let's get down to business here. So this morning I just pulled the Karma card. This is from my deck. I also I don't know how many decks I've got out there, 10, 15. I don't know. They're all on my website and they're all available through the Game Crafter right now, if any of them interest you. But right now, before I was getting ready to do the show, I was like, what do you want me to talk about, or what do you want me to teach about, or what is the November energy hangout about today? And I got Karma again through the Six of Pentacles. This card is all about giving back, sharing with others, sharing the good news of these teachings. It's very, very important that it's so important, this Karma one and this law. It's not just about the law of attraction. So let me see where they want me to focus for this month. So the key themes we've already talked about. There's a big hurry up and wait theme this month. You're going to find with this Mercury retrograde that as you're trying to get things accomplished, I feel like it's a lot of like, oh, I need to do this. Oh, so-and-so is not available. They won't be available till tomorrow. You call to accomplish something and it's like, oh, I only have one person that does that. They're not here today. You're gonna have to wait until Monday. This has been happening for the past couple of days. And Mercury when it goes into retrograde tomorrow, the official beginning of it. But I'm telling you, the pre-shadow, I already start to feel the pre-shadow stuff like long before the actual official time. I don't know about you. I bet you guys do too if you're sensitive. If you're sensitive to energy. So that's a key theme. These spiritual lessons, the whole learning about karma, giving back. Okay, where do you want me to focus? And the outer planets, I think, with all this shadow work, because in the little pre-video where we were walking with Mia outside, her shadow was huge compared to her body. I mean, and of course it's the way the sun was falling, but we said during that few minutes of walking, like whatever you see in here that stands out to you is a sign. And for me, that was like, oh, there was a huge, ginormous Mia shadow. So, all right, let's grab one of my books, because the way I like to do it is do a little storytelling from one of my books. I have a lot of free audiobooks on my channel that I personally recorded. They're all in playlists on the podcast and on YouTube. But since the books are written with sacred intent, and you can do this with any book really, but the messages of the little things we read are supposed to stand out. So I was playing with the mist vamp. Let me see. Where'd the rest of the go? Where'd the rest of the book go? Okay. This is the hurry up and wait part. All right, well, I don't want to hurry up and wait for too long. So let's look at that, because I know I even have that book out there. What do we want folks to know about? All right, I'm going to get this one. All right, so I'm just going to put my finger down and see what this little stop, they're telling me to stop. Okay, so this is just a little reading, and we're going to see what we can glean about this in relation to the topics that we've already talked about. But it says, how many will be traveling? The customer rep asked her, looking forward to the next cruise on the calendar. It would leave port on the eve of the next full moon. Just one, Jenna said, and then for some strange reason corrected herself. Maybe two will be traveling, she said, feeling weird about saying that. What was she thinking? She had been the one to break it off with him. What made her think that Rutger would drop everything and forgive her to go on some tall ship cruise? Forgotten all about this book. Yes, miss, we have space. For two leaving next weekend, the rep said. Should I save it for you and your traveling companion? Again, Jenna almost said to forget the two-berth room in favor of the more spacious one-person room. And again, something tugged at her throat and almost moved her mouth itself. Yes, please, I'll take the two-person room, she said, swallowing back the fear that rose up in her now. Surely he would not accept her offer. That is, if he would even talk to her. It's all booked, Miss Lee, the rep said. And the name of your companion, please? She said, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. Jenna swallowed hard again. Rutger O'Malley, she said, as a single tear dropped from her eye. Thank you, Miss Lee. We'll see you and Mr. O'Malley next Saturday morning early. Please be here at the dock before 7 a.m. We'll send you all the information to make your journey more eventful. Is there anything else I can do for you now? Jenna wiped the tear from her cheek. She didn't know how she was going to make this happen, but she had some weird sense of déjà vu, like she had already done it. The Merlin's wicked smile flashed before her eyes. What had happened during that dream up at the Tor? No, I'm good, Jenna said as the rep emailed her the travel information, and they ended the call. Jenna had her work cut out for her. How was she going to track him down, talk him into forgiving her silliness, and get him to agree to go on a cruise with her in less than a week's time? She didn't know, but she did suddenly feel like trying. She didn't want to be alone forever again. She had her work cut out for her, she thought, getting a feeling of power in her chest. But first to the business at hand. She needed cat food and a good dinner out. Wow. Okay. There's a lot going on here. And so what this is telling me right now is for probably this month's healing, we need to work on some relationship healing. And we need to talk a little bit more about how energy works between two people, especially with the heart connection. So I better make some notes so I don't forget. Because this is all about two people, and there's obviously some forgiveness work that needs to be happening. So when these stories come through, they're for you. These messages, take them as they resonate. But the whole Maui rose to me is very romantic, sensual sense, got a lot of rose in it. It's very powerful. And when two people are attached energetically, especially if it is a romantic, I would not say that. It's not it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It's any two people with a heart connection. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a romance. It could be, but it's any two people that are connected together. And the reason I kind of forget about that, but the card for the month, I don't know where it went, it's back there somewhere, was Indigo Child. And so this could have to do with you and another strong-willed person, be it your child, your partner, like somebody you know that you're close to, or relative or whatever, somebody you have a heart connection to. And this in the U.S., where we have a lot of listeners, it is going to be a holiday week later on in the month, the Thanksgiving week. Family gatherings always seem to happen around this time. So we don't know the spiritual, how spiritually advanced the soul is in a human body. But there's just so much we don't know, right, about energy. We can talk about karma all day long, and the reason we have to talk about it is because we want to give you ways of to make sure that you don't forget that you need to be constantly continuing to create positive karma. The biggest way to do that is through giving back financially. That's the one of the biggest, most fastest ways to do it. But you have to get to the right places. You have to give, and I guess I could put links to some of where I've read this too, but you can look these things up for yourself. Now with the whole Google AI thing, if you just put in the phrase, I mean, you'll get back what you need, with the intention, you'll get back what you need. But a lot of this is on the pranic healing website too. It's called Kriya Shakti, Criya Shakti. It's an ancient principle. It was not really developed by them, but they too have a very advanced spiritual teaching course about it. But it's like you have to give back to like spiritually based charitable organizations, and then donating to help other people through like homeless or feeding programs, that kind of thing, or like medical, not medical, but like breast cancer awareness or autism, something like that. Those are all ones that help others. So it's very important of where you make your donations every month. And it's supposed to be 10% of your income. I'm not going to help you figure that out. You do what's right for you. For a while, I could only do like 1% of my income or 5% or whatever. And now, thankfully, I'm back up to 10%, giving 10%. But you do what you can, and slowly you'll be guided, or you'll be able to do whatever you need to do. Two people. All right, let me see exactly what they want me to cover here. Okay, so they want me to just go over it like high level, and then we're going to come back and do a more in-depth teaching. Two people that are connected energetically, the love in your hearts and so forth. We're going to do a little bit of a class later to talk about how we can feel the connection, but you can feel energy in your hands, right? Like brush your hands together, press your thumb into your palm, and then we do this a lot, especially if you're like a energy healer, is like bring your hands in and out, and you can feel the energy between them. And the way you can feel the size of the loving connection between you and somebody else, is it really? This is one I like to use as like a barometer, especially if maybe there's a new relationship forming, or even if there's one that's existing and you're kind of like, what's going on here? I wish it could be. Let me see what the connection is like, the level of the love between you coming from the heart space. And it's like, let's see how we can grow that connection to be even better, especially if it's people you're close to that maybe you're having a hard time with, right? Because not everybody gets along. Not everybody's on a spiritual path. There could be karma between two people that could cause, I don't know, cause stuff to happen that you wouldn't expect. Like, why is this person being so negative towards me? And it's like, well, could you possibly in this lifetime or another lifetime done anything to, harm this person in any way? So if we want to feel the heart connection between yourself and somebody else at this current space and time, you just be in your heart space. You might even tap your heart chakra a little bit, and then imagine the other person kind of standing in front of you, and you're going to just see their, kind of put a little focus on their heart space, and then you're going to want to take your hands and you're going to want to put them so it's not like you're just feeling your own energy. You're trying to feel an energy cord between you and somebody else. So you kind of put your hands off center a little bit, and you want to say, the love energy between me and so, and you're going to try to feel with your hands a little off center what is that connection? Is it small? Is it really big? And then you can experiment, like think about somebody who you have a really great connection with in your life and feel their heart chord. It's probably going to be a little bit bigger. And then do that same little experiment with somebody who maybe you're not, you're not having such a great relationship with right now, but something that you want to improve. And one of the fastest ways to increase the connection is to, when you're doing your meditation, and I know everybody does different types of meditations, but there's specific ones where you can go into like a meditative state and then tap on your heart space, tap on your crown, and you're going to want to be, the heart space is where we send this loving pink energy from. That is love for others coming from ourselves. And then when we bring that loving energy up through what's called the heart breath, you go into your heart and you bring that heart loving energy up to the crown, and you let that energy sit on top of the crown. Then you bring in the universal or divine love energy as golden light through the crown. And one of the fastest ways to help improve relationships, and the other person doesn't even have to know you're doing this if they're not, is to every day sit down, especially on these ones where you want to improve between two people, and take your hands, say your prayers or your protect your space or whatever, however you do it. And then with the intention of, sending loving energy to this person, and then just spend a minute or two, it doesn't have to take very long, sending pink light from your heart space, projecting it at this, at this person. Just picture them in your mind's eye and send them pink energy, and then take some breaths into your heart space and lift it up, up, up to the crown, and let that loving energy sit on your crown for a minute, because a golden light will start to gather there, because the loving energy from your heart chakra activates your crown chakra. And bring that golden energy down and send golden divine love energy to this person, because through the law of attraction, and like attracts like, good karma, this is creating good karma to do this too. It's an active service, is the more loving energy you send them, the more loving energy you're gonna get back. If they're more spiritually advanced than you, which you may not know about everybody, what they appear on the outside, I don't know, right? We just don't know. And so if they're more spiritually advanced than you, then you get that, because their aura and their chakras might be bigger, then you will get those loving energies and blessings back many, many, many times over. So let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about. Okay, that's all they want me to talk about for right now, so we can be somewhat succinct. We're going to come back, and throughout the month, since the November Energy Hangout is kind of where we talk about all these themes, and then some of the subsequent shows we bring in and we dive deeper on each one. So depending on how they're guiding me, we want to come in and help you guys with doing some prosperity healing. That's going to help keep your energy clear from any negative thought forms that are keeping you from attracting money, abundance, and prosperity in any form, and help you create good karma. In addition to whatever this donating, the 10% or whatever you can afford to donate, we're going to help each other like build our karma banks to where, we're like a good situations and good things come to us, because we're continuing to pay it forward, I guess, and to do the things that we need to do from a spiritual and energetic perspective to make our lives on this 3D planet more successful in whatever way that means to you. So with the energies of Maui Rose and all this fun stuff happening here, I want to thank you so much for joining me here. And we will see you all again soon. Take care. This episode was brought to you by Flame, Rockaway Point's one and only hot yoga studio. You can do this, Rockaway Point. Get yourself in for a Flame yoga hot body session with Sandra McGee. She will push you to your very limits in the over 100-degree studio temperatures. You are sure to get your hot yoga freak flag on. Go ahead and join us at Flame.